Good morning. I'm going to talk about Hewlett Packard Enterprise's strategy for the digital transformation. Essentially, the world of IT is changing. There's an explosion of information coming, new technologies that are reshaping how we do business, how we analyze information, and so forth. Where's the data coming from? Well, we believe there are really two major areas. There's the world of hybrid IT, cloud, new technologies within the data center, all giving great new potential sources of information, ways of storing information, ways of doing business. And then there's the Internet of Things, or as we like to refer to it, the intelligent edge, the sea of sensors and monitors, cell phones, monitors on bullet trains, on oil rigs, etc., all creating tremendous amount of data that has to be dealt with one way or another. And then the last thing is services will be needed to rein this new technology in, to be able to put in the right technologies to utilize this data, to exploit this data, to manage the data. So we are building our company around these three beliefs. So as part of this transformation, HPE has been transforming itself over the last couple of years. We've made some investments in new technologies, Synergy for composable infrastructure, hyperconverged solutions that's software-defined technologies, Edgeline for the intelligent edge, for doing compute out at those remote sites where data is being created. OneView, which helps with software-defined, and Helion platform, our portfolio of software that will really manage that hybrid IT infrastructure, manage that they become just pools of resources. In addition, every day it seems there are new partners, new companies coming up with new technologies, new ideas, and HPE, because of the way we're reforming the company, we're building strategic partnerships with all these different companies, cloud companies, container companies, new ways of doing high performance compute, etc. So we have a vast array of partnerships in our ecosphere. We've also, where it made sense, instead of building, we've made some very key acquisitions over the last few years. Aruba, which gives us the best wireless technology out there. SGI is another example for high performance compute. And to better focus our dollars on research and development, we've kind of scaled back and optimized our portfolio by selling off certain businesses, although still viable, are more legacy related. So the software business that we sold to Micro Focus, the ES business that does a lot of hosting and some other consulting services that we spun off in a merger with CSC, getting rid of certain network that isn't next-gen network related. So we've been transforming HP to become a more nimble, more focused company on hybrid IT and the Internet of Things and the intelligent edge. So let's go into the strategy. The first piece of the strategy is around hybrid IT. We want to make it simple. And what that means is, regardless of where your workload needs to run, regardless of where it's better off, whether it's in traditional data center or a cloud somewhere, we want to make it easy to look at that pool of resources. And I'll go into some detail about what this means. But we're going to make it easy for you to get into this environment, to run your workloads in this environment, to get out of different areas, to move it wherever it's best for the workloads. So we will have the software and the hardware that makes this happen. Powering the intelligent edge. Again, we'll have the hardware to rein in this vast amount of data that's being built out at the edge and do something, make that data executable, something that we can take advantage of. So we have, with our Aruba technologies and our partnerships and so forth, the ability to do something with the data at the edge. And finally, all this new technology requires significant expertise and experience, and we have that. We've been working with various partners and customers to advise them, to help build, to plan what's necessary to exploit and build hybrid IT, to build an intelligent edge. We can supply people, we can supply resources, and finally, it becomes expensive, and customers need to prioritize their dollars spent. They need to keep the lights running on the existing piece, but still finance the move to this new digital world. And we have different financing models that can make that possible. So those are the keys of our strategy. So let's dig a little deeper into what we mean. So hybrid IT, what is hybrid IT? Hybrid IT is on-prem resources, your traditional service, storage, networking. It's also cloud-based, and that could be a private cloud, that could be a public cloud, it could be managed private cloud. Whatever the resource is, you put them together, and that's hybrid IT. But there's another piece. There's actually two more pieces. There's laying in a software foundation that allows you to manage these pools of resources almost as a single pool, to allow new processes and procedures to be developed, to allow you to move workloads to their optimal location. So hybrid IT is a combination of new process, software foundation, the right hardware or resources to run this all, wherever that needs to be. And what's driving this? What's driving it is applications and workloads. It's no longer that the data center is dictating, I'm going to put in a mainframe, I'm going to put in this server, I'm going to run it on Unix, and you have to adapt your workload to fit there. In the new world of hybrid IT, it's the applications, the workloads, the businesses that are dictating where a workload needs to run. Some workloads, core business functions, may be better off in a traditional data center. I may have some requirements, geographical and regulatory requirements, that require I run in a traditional setting. So that traditional data centers will be around. But certain workloads, maybe they'll be better off in a cloud-like environment, and that could be a private cloud where I own it all and manage it all. It could be a private cloud that I'm having managed by a third party. As a matter of fact, I'm building one of those right now for a big foreign bank where they're going to have our ES team manage their private cloud globally. We're working on that. You could have resources that would fit best in, an Azure type Microsoft cloud, or AWS might be your cloud of choice. Or it could be multiple clouds. It could be a combination of on-prem and public cloud with bursting back and forth based on the resources I need. That's a hybrid cloud. The issue, the real key here is, regardless of where you want to run your workloads, where your workloads need to be run, where they're best run, we're going to put in that foundation and help you build the processes that you need to move your workloads where they're most optimal. That's what we see as hybrid cloud. So why HPE? HPE has the right combination of a hardware you need and partnerships with all those new companies, and we're making new partnerships on a daily basis. We make investments in many of these companies because we see that technology is key. So where's that left us? We're number one in building private cloud infrastructure, number one in services. We're number one and number two in almost every one of the key pieces needed to build a hybrid IT. HPE is the company you should be partnering with to move into this new world of hybrid IT. So what would it look like? Well, we have our Helion platform. That's that top layer, the cloud management, that has built-in interfaces to many of the new tools, the chefs, the puppets, Docker, etc., whatever you want to do, and interfaces with our OneView for software defined. And regardless of where your workload needs to run, we can orchestrate and manage the physical, the virtual, VMware, whichever hypervisor you want to use. We can have on-prem cloud-like environments that look like public cloud, Eucalyptus for AWS, Azure Stack For Azure, you can move workloads back and forth. This Helion platform allows you to do that. OpenStack as well. And one of the key things about HPE, we are very open. We can manage not just our own resources, the 3PARs and our rack mounts, etc. We can work with third-party hardware, so you don't have to change your infrastructure. So regardless of what you need to do, we can help you build this hybrid IT environment. Put in the foundation, help you build the services and the procedures and train your people. HPE is the one partner you need to move forward into this new world. Okay. The second part of our strategy is the intelligent edge. And what do we mean by that, really? If you think about what's going on in the world, we have cell phones and tablets, but we also have the new thing, self-driving cars. We have Nest thermostats, everything generating data, information, requiring some sort of decisions made at the end. You know, you have bullet trains with sensors on them to make sure they're running safely. You have oil drilling equipment in factories with robots, etc. All of these are being run by computers, generating information at the end. So you have sensors and actuators collecting information. That's the data aggregators. Now, what really makes a lot of sense is instead of sending all this data back to a central site, analyzing it, sending back instructions, because there's going to be a lot of latency in there. It'd be much more efficient if we can do the analysis right at the edge, right at the source, make the decision right there, and just send back summary data for later collection, for tracking and monitoring. That's what we mean by the intelligent edge. Do your compute, your analytics, your decision making at the source. So when an airplane starts to sense that there's a problem somewhere or the weather has changed, it can automatically repair, self-repair, or alert the pilots, etc. You don't want that latency. So that's where we want to go, and that's what we mean by intelligent edge. So HPE, again, we have the partnerships, we have the hardware, we have the services to build those things at the edge to work with you and collect the data and then analyze the data right there, saving the latency, saving the bandwidth needed to move data back and forth. So we have new solutions with our Aruba team, with our server team, and I'll go into some of those pieces in a minute, but HP can put that IT there for whichever one of our customers needs the different types of intelligence right where it's best utilized. So again, just as with hybrid IT, HPE has the ecosystem. We have the hardware and the software with our Aruba acquisition, with Arista, with, you see the partnerships. Again, anything to do with IoT, we are among the leaders out there with the experience, the products, and the services to help you build and exploit the Internet of Things. So the final piece, and this is possibly the most important one, is the advisory and the services to help you get there. There's tremendous change, and the change isn't slowing down, it's only speeding up. There are new pieces of hybrid IT that you want to be able to plug in, move out, be flexible. Edge IT, intelligent edge, whatever you need to do to analyze the data out at the edge and exploit it to make it, put it to use. All of this, the hybrid IT and the edge, are creating tremendous amounts of data. So there's a big data requirement, whether it's Hadoop or some of the other products out there. We can help you put in the infrastructure, put in the processes, train your people to take advantage of this, to make it actionable, to give you a competitive edge in this new world as it grows tremendously and faster by the day. And finally, workload and app migration. Well, some of your workloads are going to stay behind in more traditional approaches, but some of those workloads you want to move to take advantage of, whether it's cost, whether it's latency and speed, etc. you want to move some of your existing workloads into this new world, and we can help get you there. We have the people with the experience and the intelligence and the knowledge to do what is best for your specific business. Now, it's going to be expensive to get there. And with HP Financial Services, we have solutions that can essentially help you keep the lights running today with your existing environment, while at the same time moving some workloads, starting to grow this new environment. Consumption or cloud-like models, pay for what you use. We can buy back all of your current hardware and put everything back on a consumption-based model. Whatever suits your financial service requirements, HP is there to help you. So we can help you with hybrid IT. We can help you with the intelligent edge and the Internet of Things. And we can help you with the people to get you there. That's the strategy. Questions?